So I recently had a big perspective change. Last night we had a local NGA pro qualifier here. My buddy Elvir Tatarovic finally got his pro card. Super stoked for you, Elvir. He's won a heavyweight class a couple times, I think, out here, and there's been just some real stellar lightweights other years when he's competed, and hasn't been able to nab that overall and that NGA pro card, but he finally got it last night, so shout out to him. It was awesome to see that. And so, I'm there at the show, and I'm just vegging out in the crowd, and, feeling the diet, and just kind of, starting to have some of those thoughts I think everyone has, where you're just like, why am I doing this? This is getting kind of old. I need a break. Honestly, in my case, I've done HIIT, so high intensity interval training, or resistance training 7 days a week without a single break for, I don't even know. I mean, it's probably been since as long as I can remember. 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Like, have not taken a break at all from those things. And so, it's starting to kind of take its toll on me. I'm thinking about, like, the leg workouts I got coming up. Like today is one that I actually just finished and dominated. But, thinking about, gosh, I got all this stuff left. Am I still going to be able to keep up the weights that I'm lifting, things like that? And it just kind of had a perspective change there where it's like, so much of the draining aspect is because I'm putting so much pressure on myself to maintain my performance in the gym. And reality is I had to kind of stop and think back and say, dude, you're like in the vicinity of, 4 to 8, 9 weeks, depending on what show, away from your shows. And for the most part, you're still stronger than when you started prep. And aside from pressing stuff, which again, you lose a little bit of strength there pretty easily, you haven't really lost any strength at all. Like, you're still, it's crazy to me to think when I'm still moving. I never would have imagined being able to maintain my strength, particularly when doing, HIIT 7 days a week. And these days when I'm training legs, I've already got, 20 HIIT intervals in the books before I even do those leg workouts. That's just my style, how I've been doing it. Some people would say do it after. I do it a little earlier in the day and then make sure to get a lot of food in between the HIIT and the leg training. But in any event, just kind of, I guess, appreciating that journey where it's like, so what jogged me to this was I was actually watching, I'll have to see if I can't link it below, but it's someone who's doing, I mean, you see all these things on muscular development, chronicling Phil Heath and Jay Cutler and all these different people getting ready for the Olympia. And there's someone else who has a smaller channel that seems to have more detailed episodes. But in any event, honestly, I don't really follow the IFBB guys that much, so it's kind of strange that I find myself watching it. I guess just because it's a lot of content of people getting ready to train, and whether you're a natural pro or an IFBB pro, I mean, a lot of the perspective is still the same, right? We're all kind of nutcases doing this, so there's certainly things to be learned from everyone. And what I really grabbed from Phil Heath was he was talking about his athletic background and how having that allows him to map out his contest prep. So for example, if it's basketball, we get so many preseason games left, and then we get so many games of the regular season and this many playoff games and this many film sessions, and kind of budgeting how much time or things he has to work with to get the job done. And what I really took away from that was it just kind of dawned on me that's like the way I cycle my training. So say like lower body, so leg workouts, right? So right now I'm hitting it every Sunday, and then alternating weeks where on Thursday it's either a little bit lower key of a leg training session, or it's like occluded HIIT and lots of posing and things. But one way or another, basically hitting legs, let's say twice a week. But the heavier, kind of more brutal taxing sessions are coming once a week. A real serious session, the other one being a little more moderate. And so it just kind of dawned on me the way those are cycling through. I have 4 or 5 different versions of it that I'm just like, dude, like today is the last day I'll be doing, let's say today was focused on RDLs. The last day I'll be doing this RDL focused workout until basically showtime. I mean, certainly there'll probably be, other training sessions that involve RDLs before then, particularly when you figure my contest season will span several weeks, but at least until the first show, until it kind of all gets started, like this is the last time. And so I kind of did 2 things. One, kind of gets a little bit of a sense of urgency, like, dude, like, this all started because you love to train. This is your last shot, your last opportunity to still keep up that level of strength and to perform this exercise to the best of your ability. So, you know, it just puts a little bit of kind of like friendly pressure, you know, to want to do your best. And then two, I guess, I mean, I've accomplished nothing so far. I haven't even stepped on stage, but I guess just, you know, a little bit of appreciation of the journey that you've been on, right? You know, how many times have I done that workout or a similar workout? I mean, countless, right? In the last year, let's say, since I've been preparing, and they were down to the last one. Like, dude, that's pretty cool. You know, you went through all of those, and you know, only one more. So it's like, if you're looking for motivation, I'm finding it either in thinking like, wow, holy cow, look how far I've come, and you know, like, let's make the best of this last opportunity to do this, you know, exercise or this workout that I love. And then two, the other motivational thing being kind of that aspect of like, well, if I'm gonna sit here and cry and complain like, poor me, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, it's like, dude, like, think of how many you already got through. This is the last one. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You totally got this. And that's exactly kind of the mentality I brought into it. And once again had another stellar leg workout. So I guess just sharing that perspective, and obviously, you know, people that have competed before and things, you know, I'm sure a lot of this isn't any rocket science or anything super helpful, but maybe there's a few of you out there that are going to be competing for the first time, and or just going through the struggles everyone goes through, right, of just keeping mentally sane during a prep. And I can be honest, just these last 3 or 4 hours, we all have our ups and downs, I'm sure. And you grab me a later day this week, I might be like, dude, the hell with that, I feel like shit again. But at least at the moment, really kind of riding a high just in having that perspective change, and starting to really look forward to my shows. It's closing in, it's time to get real. And you know, at this point, again, like I said, I've been shocked at how I've been able to maintain my strength. It's time to really hunker down and just, you know, keep cutting calories and bring in more details, and again, focus on that as a priority. And you know, if the weights in the gym slip a little, that's cool. And again, hopefully they won't, because of just kind of this new perspective on really just trying to get the most out of it and appreciate how far I've come so far. So hopefully how far I've come so far leads to something halfway decent in several weeks here. Getting ready to book flights and finally iron down my shows for the competition season. So that's that. Later.